Why do 80% of businesses in Rincon choose Rincon Rocks Radio? Because they know the power of ultimate promotion. Rincon Rocks Radio and Promotions is your ultimate partner for unbeatable marketing deals. Imagine this, for less than $5 a day, you get a quarter-page ad in our monthly digital and print books, featured on Amazon, plus a custom business video and daily social radio commercials. Sounds incredible, right? Need more? Upgrade to our half-page ad at $200 per month for a full 1-minute radio ad, a video that can be updated weekly, and half-page digital and print exposure. Talk about value. And if you want the full package, our full-page ad is less than $100 per week. That's personalized video, full-page print and digital ads, and live remote coverage with broadcasts every day of the week. Don't miss out on the chance to make your business shine. Contact Rincon Rocks Radio and Promotions at 1-787-546-3252 or visit rinconrocksradio.com. Let's rock your business together.
And we're live with Robin and Carolyn from RCR Global World Travel, all the way here from several different places. I know they're world travelers themselves. Welcome to the Rincon Rocks Radio podcast platform. Robin and Carolyn, talk to us. Tell us what you got going on out there.
Hi, good evening, listeners. I'm Robin.
And I'm Carolyn Renee.
And together we're RCR
Global World Travel.
And we've traveled here today from Chicago, Illinois, and from
Atlanta, Georgia.
And we're just so happy and glad to be a part of the listening audience tonight. As Cam was just alluding to, we're world travelers. We've had our travel agency for a little bit more than 2 years. And since we're down here in beautiful Puerto Rico, we really wanted to talk to your audience tonight about thinking about some last minute travel for spring break. For many people in the country, this is the time when you go on spring break, sometime between March and then, of course, in April. And you don't always have to go far. I mean, here in Puerto Rico, you can actually, take nonstop flights from major cities in the U.S. You don't need a passport. And there's many areas of Puerto Rico that you can visit, more than just the San Juan area. You can come over here to the west side of the island, visit places like Camui and Isabela and Rincon, and go all the way down to Ponce, or then go over to the eastern side of the island and take in the beauty of all of the beaches and the culture, the architecture, and the history of Puerto Rico.
And also, I'm sorry, Cam.
Go ahead, Miss Carolyn. Go ahead, and I was just going to say, when you get through doing a little explanation, we'll play a little bit from one of our promotional videos, and then we'll be back with you live again. So just go ahead and tell us. It is such a pleasure to have you here, actually physically in the studios today. And there's been several people inquire about the R and the C and the R, and now we know. So, Ms. Carolyn, tell us all the secrets of success.
Yeah, so I'm Carolyn Renee, and I've been doing travel for several years now. And as Robin has mentioned, we have traveled across several continents. But what we like to bring to your audience tonight is that it's not too late to get away for summer or spring break. And there are those places that most students may not have deep pockets, but they can have a wonderful time. So I like to push all-inclusive spots, all-inclusive, which can include your air, by the way, from certain gates. So we have Cancun, we have the Riviera Maya, we have Dominican Republic, we have the Bahamas, We have Jamaica and all of these places where they have young vibes and the party, the nightlife that most of our college students, if you will, and I'm putting air quotes out there, because spring break is normally for those who are still in scholastic or education mode at this point, and they just want to break from their brain, just kind of, have fun and lay back. And these are the areas that have nice places to go. You don't have to worry about your lodging. You don't have to worry about your meals. How about that? And you may not even have to worry about your air, because we can package those things all together for you. And it's at a very reasonable price. We are talking about maybe under $1,500 for 3 to 4 nights, including your air. So listen, spring break is not too late. So give us a call and let's see if we can get you there.
And our number is 1-833-477-7477, or check us out on Facebook, Instagram, or on our website. And I think Cam has our information right there on the screen.
Fantastic. I'm going to play a little information, and we're going to come back and talk about the cruise from New York to Bermuda, it looks like.
You're going to die without ever seeing the pyramids. Harsh, but true for most people. It doesn't have to be you. RCR Global World Travel is taking a small group to Egypt, October 30 to the 10th of November 2026. The Great Pyramid, the Sphinx, ancient temples in Luxor, and a luxury cruise on the Nile. Not a rushed tourist trap. Expert guides and luxury stays. We handle every detail. So, will you finally see the pyramids? Or keep putting it off? Book now with RCR Global World Travel or call 1-833-477-7477. Your bucket list is waiting.
And my ladies are back in the studio. I've got in front of me a little flyer here from cruise from New York to Bermuda. Tell us a little bit about that.
The Bermuda cruise.
Yes. So listen, you guys, if you're ever thinking about taking a cruise where it's adults only, I'm talking about just getting away from the kids perhaps, or couples just want to have a good time around all adults. This cruise from October the 2nd through October the 7th, we are looking to have a wonderful time with adults only. So it's on the Virgin Voyage. You have or may have heard of it, but it is one of the newer cruise lines that are coming out, but it's all inclusive, all full on board, where it does include, all your meals, at least 20 different eating sites or restaurants right there on the cruise. Your nightlife, everything is nothing but adults. And so it's out of New York, going to Bermuda, and we can get you there.
That's fantastic. I'm going to play a little bit of information now from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with you.
Elite Trading is offering a risk-free training program at 9:30 a.m. Monday through Friday and 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. Learn the ups and downs and ins and outs of the stock market on a free Zoom class without risking even $1 of your own money. Whether you're completely new to trading or you've been burned before, this program removes the biggest barrier to learning. No upfront costs, no hidden fees, no pressure to invest your own capital. Just pure education from experienced traders who understand that knowledge comes before profit. You'll discover proven strategies, risk management techniques, and market analysis skills that typically cost thousands to learn elsewhere. Join us online at elitecreditinvestmentadvisors.com or call 1-208-417-5655. Don't let fear keep you from financial education.
Radio.
And we are back. So let's look here and see what we've got. We've also got Connect PR.
Welcome to Connect PR, Bienvenidos a Connect PR,
a bilingual church in the heart of Aguada, Puerto Rico,
una iglesia bilingüe en el corazón de Aguada, Puerto Rico,
where faith is alive and worship is modern,
donde la fe está viva y la adoración es moderna,
and everyone is welcome.
y todos son bienvenidos.
At Connect PR, we believe church should feel like home,
En Connect PR creemos que la iglesia debe sentirse como hogar,
a place to connect with God and with people,
un lugar para conectarte con Dios y con las personas,
and grow in purpose and community,
y crecer en propósito y comunidad.
led by Pastor Diane Johnson Seaton
Guiados por la pastora Diane Johnson Seaton
and Pastor Camila Raza.
y la pastora Camille Rosa,
We're building a life-giving church with passionate worship,
estamos construyendo una iglesia llena de vida con adoración apasionada,
relevant teaching, and real relationships.
enseñanza relevante y relaciones auténticas.
No matter where you're from or what language you speak,
No importa de dónde vengas ni el idioma que hables,
there's a place for you here.
aquí hay un lugar para ti.
Come as you are.
Ven tal como eres.
This is Connect PR,
Esto es Connect PR,
where faith, life, and community connect.
donde la fe, la vida y la comunidad se conectan.
And we are back. Ladies, tell us a little more about the travel agency business.
Well, I mean, the travel agency business is a very fluid business, if you will. I mean, people travel all the time. Certainly when you're in the United States, you think of destinations in the United States to go to, like maybe Las Vegas or California or Florida, you might want to go down to Disney, or maybe like, Miami. And then people also travel to Europe in many different areas. They'll go over to the Asian rim, like China or Vietnam, maybe the Philippines. Also going up to Canada, going down to Latin America, going over to Mexico. I mean, the world is big. And so when we think about the travel business, certainly we do have packages that we put together. Some are on demand, which means if you go up on our website, you'll see some packages and you can take those anytime. We usually list those as flexible dates. They typically are either land only or land and airfare, so you need to look at which one. But more importantly, we like to curate or to develop the type of vacation that you're looking for. Sometimes clients will say to us, well, I don't see what I'm looking for. I'm not really interested in going to California. Then we kind of ask them to give us a call and let's talk about where your next destination will be. And from that time, when we have that conversation with you, we gather some information from you. And then we take a look at where do you want to go? What do you want to do? How long do you want to stay? And most importantly, what's your budget? I know a lot of people tend to stray away from talking about how much money they want to spend, but it's really important that we have a pretty good idea of what your budget is, because that helps us develop the type of vacation or destination that you are looking for. And through our conversations, we'll be able to tell you that's a realistic number, or for that number, maybe this is possible, or possibly a different location. So it's really about us hearing from you, the traveler, understanding what you want, and then trying to develop that type of vacation or destination for you. In our business, we like to always say, be travel ready. I know a lot of people like now for spring break, I want to get away next week, I want to get away in 2 weeks, and all of that is great. But it's really important that when you're thinking about traveling, and it's not just the summer, you certainly can go away and get away in the winter months. But you should be thinking about where your destination is going to be somewhere between 4 and 6 months before you're ready to leave. Two important things: make sure you're travel ready. And by that, I mean, you got to make sure you have your real ID to travel in the United States. And then if you're going to go outside of the country and it requires a passport, you want to make sure you have a valid passport that is valid at least 6 months after you plan to travel, not just 6 months in general. And then lastly, for all of our destinations, we strongly recommend you have travel insurance. It is so important. You can always miss a flight. You can always lose. Maybe you don't lose it, but the airline loses it. And then, God forbid, unfortunately, you might fall sick on your vacation, and you want to make sure you can get the medical help that you need.
And having,
Okay, ladies.
also, Cam, and having a travel business, some people want to know, like, why use a travel agent? I think sometimes that personal contact is very important. So if you get, into a little eruption in your travel destination, that you have someone you could call and contact, and we will advocate for you, or we would try to make your travel experience as nice as possible. It doesn't matter what you pay for out there. You want to know that whatever you pay for is going to be worth the travel. It's going to be worth the experience. We try to put together an experience in travel. Yes, you could go online. You could go to many of the travel platforms such as Wikipedia. I'm sorry, Expedia, or Booking.com and Kayak and all that, and you could grab those things. That's fine and wonderful, but it's really nice to know some of the places we have been to, and we can make better recommendations. We speak to the vendors and the suppliers that are on the ground there, so we can put more together a personalized package for you that would be more of what you're expecting than to be someplace and you just don't know what to expect. So having a travel agent is can be quite critical in many cases.
And very beneficial.
And very, very beneficial. So we are here to help you with your next travel plan, travel for family, travel individually, travel honeymoon, getaways. Let us do the running around for you, because you could spend many hours trying to find something. We do the same thing, but we got inside information that you may not have. So give us a try.
I absolutely love the fact that you're hands-on. I do business with people all over the world every day, in different types of levels of when I do my stock market trading, or if I'm doing my advertising. And one of the very first thing I do is I do a video chat, and I ask them, is this firsthand knowledge? Have you been to this location yourself? What's it really like? I traveled myself in the 80s and 90s, Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, personally, boots on the ground. Spent 2 years traveling from place to place, visiting with the locals, learning a little bit about the language, the culture. So now when somebody says, what's Mexico like? What's Guatemala like? When our church sends a team to Nicaragua, I can actually talk from experience about Lake Nicaragua and what the water was like and all kinds of things. So I know that when they call a travel agency just A through Z, they're going to get, if anything, they're going to get an impersonal, impartial opinion, where when they're talking to you, now, this is the first, of course, I just met Miss Carolyn. I had met Miss Robin before, but from now on, when I'm looking at these packages, when somebody calls into the radio station or somebody calls in about a package they've seen me advertise and says, tell me a little bit about it, I'll say, well, I can read from the website. I've got the website right here. But the truth is, you need to talk in person to Miss Carolyn or Miss Robin and get more in-depth information. They're going to tell you about the dotting on the I's and the crossing on the T's. And it's I like to call it a concierge travel experience, because it's a very personalized situation. Is that right, ladies?
Absolutely. I mean, as Carolyn mentioned, someone's got to do the work. Let's be honest. And we're kind of experts in the field, so we kind of know the work that has to be done. I'm working with, we like to call them our travel guests now. And she wants to go to East Africa. And, I've spent, a number of hours researching. We do the research for you. We do our best to uncover every little aspect of the destination that you want to go to. We will present that information to you. And from that information, we try to fine tune and tweak to deliver the travel experience that you're looking for. We just don't want to give you a package. We want to give you the travel experience. A lot of our travel guests say to us, this is on my bucket list, or this is my milestone trip, or this is my signature trip. So we want to make sure that when it's special to you, it's special to us. We like to say, let us do the work. You enjoy the memories.
And just know that oftentimes you're looking for something inexpensive, so to speak. But a lot of times that inexpensive trip could turn out to something that you were not happy with. So although we take your budget into consideration, we're going to give you the best for what your budget, realistic budget, can give you. And so we always start at a 5-star lodging. So if you want something less than 5-star or 4-star lodging, you're going to have to let us know that. So don't think that our prices may be, overboard or what have you. We just know that at the 4-star is our baseline. We know you're going to have great service. We know it's going to be up to par. We know that you're going to love where you stay. But if it does not fit in your budget, then we can talk about that. And we can ask you the reasons why you prefer something less than. So we're here to hear you. We're here to give you the best experience in travel, that you can have. And we kind of want to be there with you, although we're not with you. Exactly. If you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Well, ladies, I'm going to take just a quick break to show the audience a little bit about background and history of where I learned to do the stock market and trade, only just for a brief commercial break, and then it'll be back. I understand you both are going to the art walk on Thursday in Rincon tonight. Is that true?
That's true.
Fantastic. Well, I'll be reaching back out to you, and we'll get your reaction to our local art walk in Rincon. We do this Thursday night. We always do live Rincon art walk, and I'll be back in just a few minutes with that information.
Former Nobel Prize student reveals how $500 becomes 50 KLA using secret wealth pillars. Meet Dr. Cam Todd, known as the Crypto Samurai. He studied under Robert Shiller, the Nobel Prize-winning Yale economist who predicted both the dot-com crash and the housing bubble. Now, Dr. Todd has written 7 books on cryptocurrency and blockchain, and he's taking that elite-level knowledge to the masses. Operating from Puerto Rico under Act 60, he's developed the 3 pillars of wealth system that transforms small investments into substantial returns. His mission? To give everyday investors the same tools and strategies that the financial elite use to build generational wealth. If you're ready to think like the pros and turn your modest savings into real wealth, the Crypto Samurai is about to show you exactly how it's done.
If not personally having been there, someone on the team has. That's what she's saying.
And we're back. Awesomeness, ladies. It's back to you. Tell us more about the world of travel agency, and we're going to cut and go to a brief little break while you go from here to the art walk, and then give me a shout, and we'll go live from the art walk like we do every Thursday. So if you've got, we're in about 24 minutes, so we've got another 5 minutes or so if you'd like to chat about the travel agency. I do have a question. Someone asked me this just yesterday. If you don't have a package to a particular destination, but they're interested in going there, can you put together a package or maybe do some research? How does that work?
I'll answer that question. Yes. So typically what happens is our prospective travel guests have a couple of ways to reach us. They certainly can reach us through our email, and I won't give that to you, but of course it's our RCR GLOBALWORLD TRAVEL .com through our website, and you can do our contact form. You can pick up the phone and call us at 1-833-477-7477, and someone on our team will take your call, and then we'll begin to ask you questions about your travel expectation. We ask things like, how many people are going with you? What dates would you like to travel? Where would you like to go? What types of activities do you like to do on your vacation? Is this a special, travel destination? What's going to happen when you get there? And then we kind of ask them, of course, their expectation of being on that type of destination, because sometimes people will tell us they want to go somewhere, but they don't want to do this or they don't want to do that, given the fact that that particular destination might be pretty popular to do on that destination. And we try to hear our travel guests so that we can make recommendations up front based upon what it is their expectations are. And just like Carolyn said, earlier, it's about your budget. We all know that people have a choice on how they want to spend their money, but we want to make sure that people feel like they're getting value for their money. So we do ask them what that travel budget is, and then try to determine on what their expectations is, given that particular price point, what's realistic. And we'll go back and forth in terms of that expectation. But before we get done with that final conversation, then we just make sure that we understand what they're looking for, recognize the budget that we're working with, and then we'll go off and do our research. We'll give them a time frame that we will come back to them with that quote. And then once we give them that quote, then they have to make a decision whether or not they're going to go with us from now.
That truly does sound amazing. I went ahead and found my trip at rcrglobalworldtravel.com. Is that the email possibly?
That is the email. Thank you for pulling that up.
No worries, no worries. That's what I do. I'm going to go ahead and click the exit button, and they'll watch a little video about the art walk, and then they'll be offline. We're going to go ahead and get you guys carpooled up and over to the art walk, and we will be live from the art walk as we are every Thursday. But you will be our host today. So RCR Global World Travel gets to be the host. I went ahead and enlisted them as my temporary roving field reporting team. So I had to put them to work while they're here just a little bit. And
just a little bit.
And the viewing audience is going to really appreciate having you out there instead of me. Let me tell you that. So let me go ahead and hit the button, and we'll let these lovely ladies get on the road. Robin, Karen, for your time today, and we do look forward to seeing you here again in a few minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Ever wondered what paradise sounds like? Rincon's best-kept secret is on the airwaves. Rincon Rocks Radio delivers classic rock from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond, but we're so much more than music. Join Dr. Cam behind the scenes and Anaida Casanova broadcasting live from Rincon's most interesting locations, including the Thursday Art Walk downtown. We know what's happening in paradise because we are paradise. Birthdays, anniversaries, special requests, we play your hits while keeping you connected to authentic island life. Log on at rinconrocksradio.com or call 787-546-3252. Find us broadcasting live from every business in Rincon. This is your soundtrack to paradise.